Welcome back to Gothic Homemaking. This Halloween season on Gothic Homemaking, I did something I've never done before. I made cooking episodes. Well, I made a warm mulled cider recipe, and I made Halloween cocktails and a Cthulhu punch and a cemetery dirt parfait, and today I'm going to continue that theme by making pies. Now, truth be told, if it was October, I'd probably call them jack-o'-lantern pies. But let's be honest with ourselves. I don't need an excuse to do Halloween stuff here in November because at the Lair of Voltaire, every day is Halloween. But for the sake of argument, we're going to call them harvest pies. No, we're going to call them Harvest of Horror Pies. Yeah, okay, Lydia Dietz. Now remember, I'm a baking noob. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm going for fast, easy, delicious, and looks great. I will leave the complicated recipes to talented people like the homicidal homemaker and Christine McConnell. So believe me when I say, if I can make these pies, you can too. And this is how I did it. Take a look. My recipe starts simply enough with some Betty Crocker pie crust mix. Just open the box, pull out the packet, and dump the contents into a mixing bowl. Measure out the amount of water stated on the back of the box, and pour that into the mix. And that is literally all you need to do to make the crust. Pull out a festive surface to work on and dump your dough onto it. And now you can knead it into a ball. I like to flour my skeletons so that the dough doesn't stick to them. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's coming now. It's time to roll out the dough. Flatten your dough and roll it out with a rolling pin to the desired thickness. And once it's the shape you want it to be, you simply put it into a pie tin. I decided to use mini pie tins to give myself an opportunity to experiment more. And in time, I had made pie crusts for a bunch of them. Now I decided to use canned filling for my pies, but of course you could use filling made from scratch if you prefer. The only thing to really keep in mind here is just to make sure that your pie filling is nice and flat inside of the pie crust. For my pumpkin pie, I simply gathered the ingredients and followed the simple instructions on the back of the can. And in time, I had made a simple pumpkin pie filling. And I poured that into a pie crust as well. Here's my variety of pies that I'm making, and in time I'd made 2 of each. Now for the top crust, I'll be using the Betty Crocker pie crust mix again. For this I used 2 boxes and I poured all of the contents into a mixing bowl. But this time, I'll be using food color because I want to make a nice orange top crust. And of course, in order to create orange, you're going to want to mix red and yellow. Mix them up thoroughly and pour the colored water into your pie crust mix. Now you're really going to have to knead this dough in order to get the color evenly distributed throughout. It takes a bit of work. When you're done, whip out your skeletons again, give them a good powdering. Cut off just enough dough to make 1 pie crust. Roll it out. Now I use the tin as a guide for how big it should be, and then with a knife I cut it down to size, and then I removed it with a spatula and I placed it on a pan and stuck that into a freezer because I find it easier to work with when it's cold. When it came out of the freezer, I carved a nice little jack-o'-lantern face, and then you can just take that pie crust and place it right onto your pie and join it to the bottom crust. Now, of course, here comes the fun part, making all of these whimsical faces. I felt that this one looked a bit like Jack Skellington. This one I thought looked a bit like Oogie Boogie. And in a case of eerie serendipity, the cherries in my filling aligned themselves so they were just about right to look like eyes on this pie. So I helped it along with a knife. And now they're ready to bake. I placed them in the oven at 450 degrees for about 15 minutes. And then I baked them at 350 degrees for about another hour. And when they come out, they kind of look like this. I decided to decorate this one a bit further with some candy corn, which made it truly terrifying. And here's the rest of the creepy cast of my harvest of horror pies. To serve your pies, just find yourself a spooky plate, place the pie on the plate, add some ice cream. I chose eggnog flavor for mine, a liberal amount of whipped cream, and some freshly grated nutmeg. And now it's ready to serve. Doesn't that look devilishly delicious? And of course, the best part about making spooky pies is you get to share them with your spooky friends.
Yes.
What do you think?
Oh, they're so beautiful.
But how does it taste?
Let's see. They're good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Now remember, I'm a baking noob. I did this using canned filler and instant pie crust, but if you know how to bake and you make this from scratch, not only is it going to look really cool, but it's going to taste even better than this. So I highly encourage you to try it. You know, ironically, my spooky colleague Jade the Libra also had a pie making episode, and she joked about her pie being ugly. Well, let me tell you, I think I got you beat on this round, girl, because these pies are hideously ugly.
I think they're nice.
You think they're cute?
Yeah, they're cute.
That's because you didn't see my first attempt.